episode.
Dad.
So this is episode 3.
It's a big deal.
3.
It's not
The
We've
first.
done it.
The first ever episode 3. That's a thing that Funny Games, Kind of Funny Games. The host from Kind of Funny Games goes, "Hi everybody, welcome to the first ever episode 81," and he does it. The first ever episode 82.
Oh, okay. That sounds like that would get old after a while.
It gets kind of old. But I'm Greg Miller, not the Kind of Funny Games Greg Miller, who's super famous in the video game world.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like IGN's big guy, and then he started.
He's not fat.
Well, he is a little fat. Wow. Patrick McGuire, my brother from another mother. And my actual little brother, Elliot Miller. So.
Thought about doing the whole Ginyu Force thing.
I thought you were going to fusion every single time.
That's true.
We gotta try.
We gotta skip it this time.
Alright.
Maybe
next
we'll
time.
do it as like an outro.
This is the Under the Weather episode. This is the Under the Weather episode.
This is 20XX Sick Edition.
This one's just
Michelle
gonna.
Obama,
This one's fly.
seal of approval.
This one's a loose, quick, fast and loose episode. We can do whatever we want. We can talk about whatever you want. I have no comments. Nothing to talk about today.
Damn.
I don't want to take
Just kidding.
where that comment should have gone, but
Yeah, this is fast and loose.
Fast.
You can have it either way.
I'm scared of what you're implying with that.
Any way you want it. You got it.
I don't know if I wanna.
You know my favorite way to start a podcast, don't you? What you playing?
I'm never gonna remember that you start with that, but you've done it every time. What am I playing?
Warhammer still? You were playing Warhammer last week.
Warhammer, yeah.
Have you actually played a match yet?
Yeah. Played like 12.
Have you won?
Yeah, I've only lost once.
What? So what is your strat? How do you play?
Well, he's got that.
I know how you physically play the game with.
He's got that plague build.
Yeah.
No, I have a different
What
army.
does your army do?
It's Space Marine Raven Guard. They're essentially Batman.
All of them?
All of them just walk
It's
around.
like what
I'm
they're
Batman.
designed to be. So like, on turn 1, before you can even play, I'm dropping into your deployment zone and like rushing you and attacking you.
How do you drop in from?
I just picture a bunch of
The other
Space
side
Marines
of
just
that.
dropping and going, I'm Batman, I'm Batman.
Well, they have like double lightning claws, so they actually.
You were
like,
painting them all white, weren't you?
Those are the scouts and doing like a snow spec ops.
And so, the people that
And
you
they drop in and
played,
they're like, I'm Batman.
in,
It's snow.
you go to like the local like game armory place.
Yeah.
Are the people that you've played, like long-time players?
Only playing my friends.
Okay.
Uh,
So you haven't played like stiff competition yet.
I've seen what the tryhards are doing, and it's disgusting. I don't ever want to play them.
What are they doing?
It's just like my
Legit
thing
quit.
has a bunch of variety, and theirs is just like play these giant things,
And just go
just,
in
like,
and
just 3 of these
obliterate
giant things, and
everybody.
that's
Yeah.
your whole army,
Yeah.
and it's just they're
No.
too good.
What are you playing, Patrick? I know what you're playing.
What do you think I'm playing?
I scoped out your PSN today.
Just
Rogue Legacy.
I
all day,
I
every
finished
day.
it.
Did
I
you really?
finished it.
Rogue Legacy, is that the one with the knights and the
You're a knight, and you
So,
respawn
the
every
bloodline
time.
thing?
The premise of the story is the king has fallen ill, and so his children or brothers or sisters or something like that go to this castle to try to find some way to heal him, and the guy finds it and kind of betrays the king for whatever reason, and then you are a series of kin that go into the castle. Every time you die, you're like the daughter or a son. They all have like wacky.
Yeah, like you can have
Like you can be
a
bald, you
disease
can
or
be
something.
colorblind.
Yeah.
You're like 3D blind, where your character when he turns is like goes to like flat.
I had it on
Overall.
Vita. I had it on
But
Vita.
no, I finally-
I never got it.
I finally finished it today. I got every achievement.
Is it a platinum?
There's a platinum. For
You
it.
platinumed the game?
I platinumed
Oh
the game.
my god!
And what the achievement that was giving me the hard time was, so there's 4 bosses and a final boss, and I finally got the achievement that is you have to beat the whole game with dying 15 times or less.
Whew.
Without there's a section where you could lock the castle so it doesn't, because it randomizes every time you start a new character.
Right.
You can lock that, but if you do that, you don't get the achievement. You have
Is
to
there
do
like
it
a-
without locking the castle.
Is there like a checkpoint somewhere where
No.
like okay, if you get
kill,
here, you can
kill
never,
the boss, and then you don't have to kill him again. Like that's it. Like you kill the boss.
So the
once, you're done.
checkpoints are the boss.
Yeah,
But like if you
finish
die on the
boss.
4th boss, do you go back to the beginning of the castle and have to go? All,
Every time you die, the castle
Okay.
you have to start over You have like the opening room, and the whole castle's randomized, and you have to find the boss rooms again.
Jesus.
And it's like there's like the easy room, then there's like forest, or I guess it'd be this way, forest, and then there's like the mana or whatever, the tower, and then there's the dungeon, and you have to kill the 4 bosses, find them.
It's kind of like Metroid,
Yeah, I guess.
like a room layout, or Castlevania.
You've been playing.
Yeah.
You've been playing kind of masochist games recently.
And then I've been playing Fury.
I know.
Which
Have you beaten it?
I have beaten it. I beat the game.
I just beat the sword dude.
Okay,
the one
you're
that-
close.
Yeah, and I just haven't played it since.
So I beat Fury. I beat the game.
How long did that take you? Like 10 hours or something?
No, it was like maybe 6. But I beat the game. Maybe not even that long. I beat the game, and then when you finish the game, you get this option. It's like another boss. If you
So,
do that-
for
if
people
you-
who don't know what Fury is, what is Fury?
Fury is basically you're like this samurai guy, and you're in prison. They don't really explain why, and I'm not going to tell you if you want to play the game, so I don't ruin it for you.
I've already figured out the ending without even like looking
It's
into
really-
the ending.
Well,
I just know. I know who the last boss is. I know everything.
yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I could be
assuming-
wrong.
I don't know. I've only seen you play probably
You
30
may
minutes of the
actually be
game.
wrong, if you're assuming it's a rabbit.
My assumption
Oh,
is
yeah, that was
the
my
Rev is the
assumption.
last boss.
Nope.
He's also really. I mean, like not the last
Nope.
boss. You
Never
can
fight him. Nope.
Really.
Spoiler alert.
Well, then,
So
good for you, Fury.
anyway,
You seem
you're the
very-
samurai guy who's in a prison, and you end up seeing this rabbit guy who frees you, and he's talking to you the whole way through, and basically it's a boss fight after boss fight of jailers who are keeping you locked in this series of prisons. You have to fight your way out for whatever reason. It's actually a really good storyline. It's a lot better than I
The Knight
originally
is
thought
like
it was going to be.
the Knight is one of my favorite characters.
The
in
Knight is
video
an
games.
awesome character. I
I was
love
so
playing him.
sad about how that progressed.
But anyway, I beat the game and like unlocked speed mode or speed run mode, and the harder difficulty. And so I finished, and then I realized there's an option that lets you fight another boss. So I tried that boss, could not beat it, and I was like, man, fuck this. I'm just gonna do the speed run. There's 2 achievements for beating the speed runs with the people. I was going through it. I was doing really well, and I beat the last boss that I knew of. And then it went to that boss that I hadn't beat. I'm like, damn, I made a really good time. I can't beat this guy. Knocked him out my first try,
Dang.
beat both speed runs, got both medals for that.
Wow.
And I was like, I gotta beat this game on hard mode. Started that and was like,
No.
holy shit, this game is really fucking hard.
I
There's
got that
another-
soundtrack on
And
vinyl.
now,
Yeah.
now
you have the
I'm.
soundtrack on. You have.
I ordered it. It's coming from France, so it should be here sometime in the next
Is it a
2
cool?
weeks.
It is a cool soundtrack. It is a really cool
is it
The
cool
soundtrack.
soundtrack
vinyl.
is great, but the vinyl looks sweet.
Yeah.
There's
But I'm on
another
the
game.
last boss on the hardest difficulty again.
So
But
so
it's fucking
Fury
impossible.
Fury is all bosses. Like every level is a boss.
Yeah, and
There's another game
and they have different
that's like
phases.
that. Not Shadow of the Colossus. It's for
Fantastic game.
PS4. Souls something. Titan Soul.
Which I also have.
Do you have beaten Titan Soul?
I've beaten it, and I tried to play it on the harder difficulty, and I was not ready.
That game and Fury seem to be a lot of. It's basically pattern recognition, and
But-
Twitch, just really really fast
The
Twitch.
Titan
motion.
Soul game, the normal game is hard, and then you go do like the hard difficulty, and you're like,
No.
I don't even know how I just started. You're like, because you're used to like all the bosses like doing these patterns. There's like one that rolls like a cube, and he rolls over, and shoots a beam, and he's like, boom, 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 and like shoots a beam. It's pretty
You can
good and
catch the
normal, but then
pattern.
in hard it's like boom, 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 beam, boom, 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 beam, and you're just like, if you stop moving, you're dead.
Wow.
You literally cannot stop moving.
So I've been playing. I played a little bit of Hyperlight Drifter, which you would love.
I know.
You need to get Hyperlight
I
Drifter.
want
It has
to.
co-op.
Do you know there's a Kickstarter game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Kickstarter game that actually,
Shocking.
like, lived up to the expectation. There's another Kickstarter game that we're going to talk about later.
Is it Kingdom Death Monster? Because they're about to do another Kickstarter.
Kingdom Death Monster,
I
For those
was
of
thinking
people who
of
don't know, is
something different.
crazy
I don't,
board game.
I don't know if I'm on the same page as you.
For
but
what?
What is the name of that game?
Well-
It's like the successor to Banjo Kazooie.
No, that's a
Ukulele.
ukulele. Ukulele's
That
going
was
to
a
be
Kickstarter.
great. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I've been playing Hyperlight Drifter, and Johnny beat it, by the way.
Nice.
Our friend Johnny beat the whole game.
Have
It's
you not-
co-op. The whole game is
Have you not
co-op.
beat it?
No.
No.
So if you want to come over one day and just
The game hurts my
Has to be
eyes.
morning.
play like 8 hours of Hyperlight Drifter and just
Okay.
blow through it co-op, we
Thursday
can do
morning?
it. Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it. And we can stream the whole thing.
Mm.
So I've been playing a lot of Hyper Light Drifter. Amazing soundtrack.
It looks like
really
it's one of those
some
games that you have to adjust to.
Yeah, the art design is probably like top 10 coolest art design I've ever seen.
Yeah, very pops.
It reminds me of old like NES Legend of Zelda because it just says, okay, here's a little bit of background story.
So
here's a world. Like, go do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Figure it out. We're not telling you what to do. So everything's really cryptic for the first little bit.
So Gregory, what you playing?
Well, Hyper Light Drifter I probably played like 2 or 3 hours of, and then probably the most controversial thing we'll talk about. And I want to keep it positive. Because everything...
Like in my vision that
I bought...
That the camera can't
see. Game that I've been playing is No Man's Sky. Have the big, giant collector's edition box that I pre-ordered.
Looks like
everybody probably thinks I'm a moron for pre-ordering a game that had no reviews that came out, but I was super pumped about it. And the collector's edition.
Has it not been a good game?
I think that's probably a topic point.
Yeah, that's the next thing that we're going to talk about.
Oh, is it?
So, No Man's Sky announced 2014.
A little bit of controversy here.
Has had
2013, I think.
2013. It's been. I think it's been around for about 3 years. It essentially promised. It promised a game that I don't think we got.
That's always disappointing.
But I think we got something that's really cool and really good, and I really, really like it.
Is it the worst offender of failed promises?
No.
What is the worst offender of failed promises? Spore?
Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem Forever didn't ever say it was going to be the best game. It just took forever to come out.
I think that this... I think
it failed on the whole from what people expected.
It did, but they weren't just like, this is the best game ever. It's going to be great.
Was that what No Man's Sky was saying?
Yeah. I don't think they were,
they weren't saying that.
They were... I think that other people were saying that. Here's what I did. The first thing I did when I booted No Man's Sky up, on the menu, you can click on credits.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I really don't think that it was possible that 15 people made a game that promises 18 quintillion planets and like all this other kind of stuff. Yeah. In the credits, if you click on credits, it's 15 names. 15.
Mm-hmm.
15 names.
All right.
So people have to put it into context. You know, there's like shitty AAA titles that are garbage that have had 200 people or 100 people working on their team.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to stay positive about it because everybody's kind of creaming it, and reviews have been, I think Metacritic's at like 70 something, maybe even lower than that. I haven't looked at it recently, but IGN gave it a 6. Easy Allies gave it like a 3
out of 10.
Out of 5.
Oh, okay.
And they have a 5-point grading scale.
I was like, it's not that bad.
So Patrick, you haven't. I've played it about 6 hours.
I've seen like trailers.
I've played it about 6 hours. You've played it 0. He's played it probably an hour. So we each have kind of varying things about it.
You tell me.
We'll play it, and then maybe you can talk about it next week, and you can give your opinions on it. But I'll tell you what my opinions on it are. If you are into going to the zoo and walking around the zoo, and just being like, that's a cool animal. Oh, that's a cool animal. That's a cool animal. You'll probably find some enjoyment.
It's like a museum.
Yeah, it's more. It's like a museum.
It's like look but don't touch kind of thing.
Right. There's a lot of resource gathering.
Yeah.
Which, if you're somebody who's like, I want to jump in for 30 minutes before I go to bed, I'm gonna mine. I'll get more into it in a minute, but I found a planet that has a super expensive resource on it that I had never seen on any other of like the 10 planets that I've been to.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I had a friend over, and we landed on this planet, and we were like, this planet is barren. It's like covered in rocks. There's no plants, no animals. Because it'll tell you, it'd be like flora, abundant, or flora, none.
I kind of wish it didn't tell you. I wish it gave you like a broad thing, but it'd be sweet.
I don't think they want you to waste your time, maybe. But and I landed, and it was like hazardous planet. No flora, no fauna. And I was like, I'm getting off this planet. And I got in my spaceship to fly away. I'd been on it for 15 seconds. And I was flying away, and I saw something glowing green. And so I was like, I haven't seen that before. I'll have to go check it out. And it's Emerald. Emiril, I think. Emerald.
Yeah.
And I know you don't have a context for how much this is, but it's like almost 300 units which is the currency per piece, and there's like huge deposits of it.
What's an average?
Like 60, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like
and
like
it's
5
in
times
abundance
more.
all over the planet, and so it's a cool thing because I've been on this planet for like 2 days in real lifetime, just mining away, making millions of dollars, just jump back and forth to the starport.
Well, what do you use the money for?
Mostly for buying ships. That's
Okay.
the big end goal, is to buy ships.
You just want like a giant ship.
Yeah, you buy them.
Do you have blackjack on these ships with babes?
No blackjack, no babes.
Yeah.
There's no babes on the ship. There may be babe DLC.
Big pig in the city.
Babe, big pig in the city.
I
I think that the biggest gripes are the PC version sucks.
Really?
The port's
I was
really
like,
bad.
come Friday last week, I was debating getting it on PC,
The
and I was
port's
examining
rough.
it, and people were blowing that shit up
Yeah.
on PC. They say it's horrible.
Patches are coming.
I was literally looking at my PS4 and I was going through the games and I was like, here's No Man's Sky. It was the day.
Yeah.
It was literally the day before it came out. And I was like sitting there like, do I do the day before technically pre-order?
Yeah.
Or do I just let it slide? And I was like, no, just
I love resource gathering games. I love chill, just because if,
have you
I
ever played Motherload?
never played Motherload.
You'd enjoy that game.
Because if you have a stressful day at work,
Uh-huh.
sometimes I don't want to come home and play Fury or whatever. I just want to sit, chill, have a beer, and just kind of goof off for 30 minutes or an hour. And that's what this game is. And I love games that put you in, make you feel like you're all alone. And this game makes you feel like you are all alone. And
I like games like Fury.
Yeah.
Though. It's kind of like an unlike.
that's not my kind of game. This is
It's just complete focus, block out everything else.
it gets super focused.
You
into
can't
what you're
think of
doing.
anything else because if you do, you're dead.
I
Right.
think No Man's Sky
that's
has
just
the
me.
framework for an excellent game.
I think that
I think
updates and
everything
patches-
there is. They can make something great out of what they have. if
Cough,
they keep-
Pokemon Go, cough. Yeah.
Oh well,
They have the framework.
let's talk about Pokemon Go.
Let's
Is anyone playing that
Well,
game anymore?
a couple things about No Man's Sky
I
before we
have
go.
still
We can talk about
played,
Pokemon
not
Go. We can
intensely.
talk about it. But for No Man's Sky, if you were to say, "Hey Greg, I really want to get No Man's Sky," it's like, I have the money. I can go pick any game I want, any $60 game. I would say wait.
Yeah.
I'd say the price is gonna go way down.
Go down.
Yeah. Right now, there's not $60 worth of content for people who really don't like, and I hate that word content. I hate that kind of whole. But there's not $60 worth of stuff for people who don't like slow-paced exploring, slow-paced resource gathering. If you like,
I feel like it's kind of like Minecraft when Minecraft
it's
came
a
out,
lot like Minecraft.
minus the building aspect.
Yeah, there's a lot
Which is
less meat
weird.
on the bones.
Which is really weird because people were obsessed with Minecraft when it first came out, and there was no goal to Minecraft.
But you could build
That's
there was
true.
an artistic.
It had the
side
Lego
of it. It's
aspect.
from what I'm hearing, No Man's Sky is kind of like that, but you don't.
Yeah, if this
Sean-
had a building aspect, it'd be
Sean
great.
Murray came
Yeah.
out, I think the day of the release of No Man's Sky, said, hey, here's a day one giant patch, fixes all these things at the very bottom. Sean Murray,
Could
is
you
the
imagine
main
how
guy
bad
for the
the game
game.
would be without that patch?
He said at the very bottom of the patch notes, it said, base building coming.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Damn.
and I think that's a game changer for people who are kind of on the fence about it.
Yeah.
If you can make kind of a home base
If
on
you
a
have
planet,
some sort of interaction.
it gives you something to work towards more than just a ship.
Because that's one of when I see a game like No Man's Sky, I think of a 3D version of Terraria. But from what I'm
Hey,
hearing,
Starbound, his next game.
it's not his
great.
next game. It's not.
What?
Starbound is a game
It's
that
made by the same guy.
no, it's not.
There's no way.
It's not. Maybe it's some guy.
Prove this to me right now. It is the exact same game.
No, the guy who made Terraria, he had a person who worked on the graphics with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his name. I want to say a name, and I don't think it's right, so I'm not going to say it. But that guy who worked on the graphics left and wanted to make something else, and he made Starbound.
But they're like the same game.
I know. They're not made by the same person though.
Is that true?
I have to. I don't
The
know
guy
enough about Terraria.
I think it's Redigit. He's the one who has coded and designed Terraria.
I feel bad for the Terraria guy because Starbound is such a better game than Terraria.
Really?
It's so much better.
I
So
tried
much
playing
better.
it and I just couldn't get into it.
Well, I
For
played with
Terraria.
friends. Did you
Yeah.
play with anybody?
So to finish about No
I think
Man's
it was
Sky,
bullshit.
I would say Patrick, we'll revisit it next week when you get some decent like time with the game, and then you can give me your opinions on it. But I love it. I'm super happy with my $60 purchase. I'm gonna play it 30 minutes every day or two for 30 minutes to like an hour every. Just jump in, fly to a new planet, check it out, mess around, save the game. So
From what I'm hearing, it's got exploration, which is good.
yeah, it's very much.
But it's
explore
missing
and
like
look around.
a combat, like an end goal game, which is one of the things that I love about Terraria. Is like it's got this exploration, this like find minerals, upgrade stuff, but it's got like this hierarchy of like combat. It's like you kill these bosses, you can build
Yeah.
better gear, then you kill that boss.
This doesn't really. This won't.
There's like an end.
This
game.
won't meet that for you. Ellie, you want to talk about Pokemon Go? What do you want to talk about?
Kind of makes me sad. I
Why?
don't know.
You were big into Pokemon
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, the 3-step thing was a big deal, and now there's no way to track them. And
It's coming.
They've changed it a little bit. Have you seen the change?
they're working on a replacement for it, but it's like a beta thing, so only some people have it. I don't have it.
I don't have it.
Yeah, I just have the little.
So
So are you
now
gonna
it's just
play
like-
when they fix it?
The only way to play Pokemon Go right now is like you're already walking somewhere and then you open it up. You don't make it your mission to play Pokemon Go anymore.
Yeah, you can go to popular
Which really
areas.
sucks.
It's like basically you want to go to places where there's lots of Pokestops.
Yeah, you're not hunting. You're stumbling upon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they've made like nests, so certain parks will have particular Pokemon. Like there's one park that I know of that has Ponytas frequently. It's like there's no guarantee they'll be there when you get there, but
I wonder how
They're
many people are
frequently
still
there.
playing,
lots.
but compared to release.
I think that when tracking comes back
Oh, I'm
out,
sure it's a lot less.
I think when tracking comes back out, we'll look at it again, and we'll see if we get back into it. I haven't touched it in.
Well, I mean, we're
weeks.
still waiting on their trading battling options because the battling right now is kind of lackluster in my opinion.
Speaking of Pokemon, Sun and Moon, November. Can't wait.
We'll talk about Pokemon here in a minute.
But the new Pokemon suck, dude. Have you
You know
seen
what?
them? Like,
Look,
I'm
it's
not
like-
talking about the new 151. I'm talking about the Alola specific.
You don't like the changes that they're making? I mean, like
I'm not talking about like the Vulpix and stuff. I'm
You're talking about
the
like the
brand new,
actual.
the brand new ones. They look stupid. I don't know.
I mean,
What do y'all know about something called Pokemon Uranium?
no.
I just saw that it was a thing.
Do you want to know about Pokemon Uranium?
Let's talk about that.
Because it's one of my topics. And Elliot talking about X and Y is a good segue. Pokemon Uranium is a fan-made game that's been in development for about 10 years.
Shall I let Cleo out?
Yeah, it's fine.
Do they
Cleo
have?
wants to go explore the
Is it an
rest of the
MMO?
house.
Come on, Cleo.
It's a downloadable PC game.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a Mac client for it. Basically, it is a Pokemon clone, fan-made.
Okay.
There is a ton of fan-made sprite. I mean, it's a ice or a top-down 2D.
Isometric.
Isometric's more like diagonal view, but this is a full-on.
That's
It
what
looks like a
Pokemon is.
Pokemon game, and
At least
it has
the
new
ones that are.
Pokemon, brand new Pokemon, new story, new towns, new everything, and it's free to download. Fan-made game. The day it released, cease and desist by Nintendo.
What a surprise!
They took it off their
What a
website,
surprise.
but it's all over the internet. I think 1.5 million people have downloaded it so far, as of like a few days ago.
What a surprise!
Some notable things that are different about Pokemon Uranium is that it's much more difficult. I read one review where the guy died on his second fight. Yeah, he fainted on his second fight. Things like status changing moves are a must. Like, yeah, you know how they're kind of like in mainly you could get the whole game and never put anybody to sleep or stun somebody or poison somebody.
Yeah.
This is like, if you don't do that, you're gonna get crushed.
Huh.
It's more tactical kind of stuff. You have to really think about it.
Huh.
The storyline's kind of a little bit on the darker, more mature kind of thing for like a more grown-up audience. Yeah, I don't know if it's edgy or whatever. But what are your thoughts on that? Because mine are that I really want to play.
Cease and desist.
Not so much the cease and desist. You got to expect that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not.
But just
I'm
the
not
idea
sure.
of a fan. I mean, was that something that you would play?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
can't imagine working on like a mod or something for like years and then releasing it. I would get so bored after like a year. Or
I
like
mean,
half a
the
year.
biggest thing is kind of detrimental.
Because
It's
they've been
like
making that
you,
for like 6 years or something.
you go into a game like that, and you're like, you can enjoy it, but you have to go into it thinking, none of these things are ever going to see the light of day again. Like, this is a one-time experience type
Right.
thing. Like,
I think it was made by RPG Maker, like the newest RPG
Right.
Maker. I think that's what they used to make it.
But what I'm getting at is, like, you know, every generation that, you know, the Pokemon company release is a generation you're going to see again. Pokemon Uranium is like, that's it.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
unless they make another one and release it and
Yeah.
try to, like, continue those sprites, it's just, like, none. So, I mean, it's one of those games that, like, I could see myself enjoying, but I'm kind of, like...
It's a
nervous to-
one-off kind of.
It's like, it's
yeah.
kind of nervous to, like, get attached to certain Pokemon that
Yeah.
don't exist.
You create like your
that
favorite
aren't
team and
canon,
you can never,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I thought it was a cool thing.
It's, I think
definitely check it
it's
out.
worth checking out.
Yeah. I think that,
But I'm mostly excited for Sun and Moon. I just talked about how some of them are kind of weird.
I mean,
but
just like every generation, you're just like, I will never use that Pokemon. You know?
I mean that's
Like,
how.
that. You guys are the same way, right?
yeah, some of
I
the new
mean,
ones
there's
look
like
so dumb,
there's like 12 or so. You're just like, I will never have that on my team, ever.
Yeah,
Like Zigzagoon or Bidoof.
But
but I mean that's like saying I would never have Eradicate. I mean,
can I tell you something that?
But I don't know. Nintendo,
But,
I just don't understand why they feel like they need to make stupid, shitty, early rat things. Or dog things.
I don't know.
Why do they feel like they need to do that every game?
just
No one likes them.
tradition. I
I mean,
guess.
like, but the original like 151, like the whole idea is like the monsters are based off like,
Real
real
animals.
real
Real
animal.
thing, yeah.
real animals. So I think
But
it's
lately
more
they
like
haven't been. They haven't been based off like anything animal.
yeah. I mean,
Like ice cream cone.
there's like weird objects. Yeah. They're
yeah.
Not even animals.
I mean,
anymore.
they definitely branched away from animals and stuff like taking on
But-
a more Japanese approach. But
Playing Devil's Advocate, like first game had Magnemite and Voltorb and things that just like,
Voltorb was
weren't
a good
animals.
Pokeball.
Lickitung.
Voltorb is unique. That's
Lickitung maybe one of my
Anteater,
top three
maybe?
favorite Pokemon. It's so stupid, huh?
maybe an anteater for Lickitung though. You could.
That's
argue.
true. So let me tell you an idea that me and Daniel had for us to do when Sun and Moon comes out.
Oh shit.
So I'll have.
I
a
take it
copy.
you're getting Sun.
I'm
by the
getting
way.
Sun.
Yeah.
Alyssa-
No surprise.
Alyssa
Gonna
is
get
getting Moon.
Okay.
Y'all can get whatever. Daniel will get whatever. So
you know what
that's,
I'm gonna get.
So that's what 5 of
You're
us.
gonna get Sun.
No, I always get the blue version.
Yeah, he'll get
Really?
Blue.
Yeah,
Hmm.
always.
I mean, growing up in 1998, Mom and Dad took Ellie and I.
They
I always
And he
look-
got blue and I got red.
They
It's been
feel
that
for the
way ever since.
Nintendo scheme.
I was.
I had gold. He had silver.
I was looking at the legendary and I'm like, I want that one and not that one.
Yeah.
But do you really play with legendaries?
No.
in
Well,
Pokemon?
let me
No.
tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you our idea. So
But-
the idea is that everybody who has a copy, at the start of their game, we're gonna role play. Okay.
Okay.
Oh god.
We're role playing gym leaders. Okay.
Jeez.
So the idea for the game,
You have to use a type.
you have to be a type. And as soon as you find, so the rules that Daniel and I laid out, and y'all can do it if you.
Is it
join
like
us
as
if
soon as
want.
you find a type, you have to be that type?
You drop all of the Pokemon, you find that type, you stick with that type, and you can only use that type to get everything else.
Does that include the starters? Because I
It-
mean, like you're gonna be like
You-
you're locked into like water, fire, grass. Then
We may change the rules about, but at the basically at the end of the game, everybody should be a gym leader with a specific type that we have to pre-pick before the game comes out. I already told Daniel I would prefer to be fire because that's my favorite type. Which I can do something else, but
No.
Alyssa said she wanted to be fairy, obviously.
it's a cool type.
So she wants to be fairy,
It's not
and
bad.
Daniel
There's
wants to
nothing wrong with
be,
fairy. I'm just
and
hating
Daniel
on it.
wants to be dark.
Edgy.
So, and then we can have gym leader fights. So like we can all because
It
there's four,
reminds me of the original Pokemon
there's
anime.
4-player battles now.
Because it was like Brock. You find like a Geodude, and you're like, oh wow, it's a Geodude,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, dude, that
that's
was-
like his
that's
Pokemon now.
Yeah.
I wish the games were like that.
So if you want to do that, we can figure out types and we can have gym leader fight. Like we can play the whole game and then have gym leader fights.
That kind of sounds good to me. I'm game for that.
Let me guess. You're water. And you'll
Dude,
be my
I've always
enemy.
wanted to have like a fire gym, but like if you call
No,
it,
I can.
you
No,
call
no,
it.
no, no, no. I can do.
I
also thought
don't-
electricity would be cool.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look and like.
I don't
really
have a
just-
type.
You would
I'm
be
not even, like-
steel.
No.
No.
It's too slow.
Yeah.
I'd be like dragon.
maybe. I think
I'd
dragon
be a
would be
type
good for
between
you.
like dragon and
Yeah.
ground.
I think dragon would be a good one for you.
Grass. Bug.
I don't really like grass or water. I just like
I'm never gonna
specific
Can't be
bugs.
bug.
No,
Bug
can't
will
be
just
bug.
you'll get wrecked every time.
Bug is good against dark.
Bug is good against dark and
Yeah.
psychic.
Is there?
It's don't write it off.
Fire is strong against fairy, by the way.
Is it?
It's
What?
not. It's not super effective, but it's not affected by fairy.
Oh, I see.
Fairy attacks are not very effective against fire. Fire is not super effective against fairy.
It's
though.
so weird.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things.
Oh, ghost.
You can go to
Ghost
Bulbapedia
type.
and you
I
can
love,
list by types.
He does love getting fire.
I love the
remember you-
Golett. Is it Golett? The big one? The big golem?
Golurk.
Golurk?
Golurk.
Golurk.
Yeah.
I don't think I know what
He's
that
like a
one is.
ghost ground.
I like a lot of the ghost types.
Yeah.
But
you
I
get
have
dynamic punch. No guard is just like 100%.
He's
hit,
so
it's
slow,
just
though.
like instant confusion.
because what I I'm assuming
you
in
know who's gross is chatter. 100% chance to confuse.
Oh, yeah.
that's stupid.
It's
I
gross.
have always
It's
liked,
gross.
and this is something that I've done. You both can attest. When I started with Charmander every single time for every
You don't
generation, I never evolve him ever.
It's
I
because
just
in,
can't.
in
He's
the original
too-
game, your crit chance was based off your speed and it was
Yeah.
glitched.
And
And
he
I
crit every
remember
time.
this. He would crit
slash.
every time.
I
He was a
hope
slash
they
crit every time.
sometime in the future make it so unevolved Pokemon are viable in competitiveness. Give them
The
you don't
only-
have to up their stats. Just like give them something that can make them
That's what the
Wait,
Maybe they're
Eviolite's for.
faster.
the what?
Eviolite, that item.
Does that
If you
evolve
no, the way Eviolite works is it's when you give it to a Pokemon, it boosts the stats of Pokemon who are not in their final evolution form.
But is it better? Like is a Charmander
It's
better than Charizard?
No,
Yeah,
no,
which
but
kind of sucks.
it does make them more competitive. Yeah, I don't think that'll ever be a thing, unfortunately.
So the next thing I want to talk about,
That's
we don't
why-
have to really talk a whole lot about if you don't want to, but I wanted to talk about Evo.
Okay.
Evo was on ESPN
Yeah.
and had Evo.
The Dota 2 International just happened.
Yeah,
They just won $20 million.
that was the
Jesus.
purse, 21 million.
20 million and something.
There were about 210,000 people watching the championship Street Fighter V Evo match on ESPN.
Which was great, by the way.
What game would be a viable pick for ESPN to broadcast mainstream,
All the
In-
time.
or just to get people who aren't in the
Like a new
industry?
sport type thing.
Yeah, like if you were going to get our parents or our uncle
Right.
to watch
It would be-
ESPN,
It has to be something that's easy to follow, easy to pick
Yeah,
up.
it has to be a game with a simple concept, which I think fighting games work.
I think
'Cause
fighting games
you know,
works.
the first guy is trying to beat up the second guy.
Yeah.
That is the point of the game. Like in MOBAs, it can be confusing. You're like, what are you
Especially
trying to do?
Yeah,
Dota
here?
MOBAs
too.
can be very
But
confusing.
I watch
fighting
League of
games are
Legends.
just you know what's happening.
Yeah, it's like I watch League of Legends, I can follow it because I play the game. I like it Dota. I watch them play Dota 2, and they start abbreviating all the different things. It's just like
Yeah, Dota is one.
I'm
So
not-
do you
it's
think
like
do you think
I-
like
the
Smash
MOBA
Brothers,
the
where
Mo-
people know who Mario is, they know who Princess Peach is.
yeah. I mean, you can watch Smash Brothers, but I don't know how entertaining that can be.
Well, I think
Um,
Melee players would be
I think the big thing is like team games.
team games. Really?
Games where there's a team concept. Because I mean that's basically a lot of
know.
times when you watch sports. I don't know.
Do you think that,
I
do you
really
think
like
first-person shooters have a chance?
First-person shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I don't
Specifically,
think
like Overwatch.
I don't think so. Because you have to be constantly aware of the score or what the objective is of like the FPS. So if
Yeah.
you're watching a Halo game and just see people dying and shooting each other, just like when does this end? How do they win? If I was a regular watcher, like on ESPN, I wouldn't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, my number one has been League of Legends. Like it's just easy to follow.
I can't get it. I can't.
On
I've
a
tried to
high
dabble.
gaming level, I enjoy watching
The
it.
community is so gross.
By the way,
the
the
people that
community
play
is
that game
gross.
are
this
just
is on topic.
vile
So I've
humans.
played over 2,000 hours collected between League of Legends and Dota,
Wow.
and I haven't played Dota in like 3 years.
Does that include the original Dota, or does that just
no,
Dota?
that does
Just
not.
Dota
I love Dota 1.
Dota
Dota 1 was great. But I haven't played Dota in like at least 2 years. And a bunch of my friends were playing recently, and then the International happened, which is the big thing, so I was like, yeah, Dota. It's really fun to watch. So I was like, I'm going to play a game. Play a couple games against bots so I can get back in the rhythm of MOBAs. Like, I know how to play these games.
Yeah.
And then I play with some friends. It's 3 of us queuing, and there's 5 players on a team, right? So we get into a game. I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing like above average, you would say, in the game. And the guy on our team is instantly flipping his shit, like yelling at, no, not me specifically, but it's just like yelling in the microphone like, what the fuck are you doing? Worst communities I've ever seen.
So you're
MOBA
out.
communities
So
are
you were out.
notoriously
Yeah,
bad.
MOBA communities.
I don't know of a
can't-
worse community of any medium ever. Like, MOBAs are horrible.
I think that
Yeah.
the first
The
person
first
shooter
game that I
communities
played-
is
It's like
pretty
MOBAs. It's
shitty.
like in League of Legends, there's like bronze, silver, gold, plat, whatever the tiers. It's like, from what I've seen, the communities don't get better until you're like that top like 0.1%.
I wonder if that's because people are just older and more mature, or maybe they just.
I think it's
are
because people
adults.
have more of the same mindset.
It's
and
weird because
like,
I play competitive Overwatch and I'm pretty high up, and people are pretty relaxed about stuff.
yeah,
They
I,
don't
I
rage.
think the higher you are in the tiers, the more relaxed the community is. It's like when you're in those bottom tiers, like bronze, like you're playing with people. They could either be really good or really bad at the game, and everyone's just flaming at each other, saying it's your fault.
I haven't
There's
played
bad communication.
Overwatch in a couple days, but I got into like the top 0.6 players in the world.
Wow.
But it's at that point where I can't like climb to top 500 to get the rewards, so I'm just like, I can't do this anymore.
You know what my favorite community ever was?
What?
2007 RuneScape.
Is it good?
Is that classic?
That's the year the classic's based off of.
No, I mean like
2007.
It's not classic, no.
It's
Classic-
not
Classic was
the.
interesting.
It's not the 2D.
So there's classic, then they went to like RuneScape 2,
right.
and then they did that for a while, and then
You see, there's
2007 was like their
a
old
game
school,
that's like RuneScape.
and then they
coming
updated
out.
it again. What
Did you
game?
see that?
for Vita.
What?
It's in the browser, right?
What?
What's it called?
Well, it's not for the Vita, but it's playable in the browser of Vita.
Really?
Are you talking about the overhead kind of 2D?
No, it's like God, I don't remember what it's called, but the point of the game is your specific role is very important to the ecosystem of the world. So like you're way up north and all you do is mine. That's just like what you do.
No.
So you mine the stuff, you bring it to your guild. Your guild has to travel very, very south in order to get it to the people that can use the minerals efficiently. And so you're
Wow.
like one of these people, or you're the bandits on the way that attack these people, like PvP.
Do you
It's
pick
in,
what you are? Or do you
it's
just
in alpha or beta right now.
do you do it like organically, or does it make you?
It's
pick?
just like RuneScape,
You just kind of do whatever you want to do.
but it's like emphasis on you are a person. Like you matter specifically. Because if you weren't mining and giving your team these things, none of this other stuff would be happening in the world.
Is it a browser game?
I think it's I don't know.
Well, we got a little bit off topic, but that was what I want to talk about Evo. If there's a place for some sort of specific game, so
I would
this
love
one,
a channel for competitive video games.
Yeah. I could see it.
I mean, I don't even have cable, but I would. I'd watch
ESPNG.
that.
So Elliot, this one I
ESPN-E.
picked. I picked this one
Yeah,
specifically
I
for
think
you.
it'd be better.
Okay.
When we were maybe like 7 and 8 years old, Remember that-
shit?
you were a little shit. Remember that restaurant that we used to go to that had an arcade upstairs?
It was the Red Dog.
The Red Dog
whatever.
restaurant, whatever.
Mhm.
You remember there was an arcade?
Yeah.
And remember what game you always wanted to go upstairs and play?
There was the Battletoads.
There was original arcade Battletoads upstairs.
the best.
Rumor has it, there's an image that's leaked. Rumor has it, rumor. There's an image
Stop
that leaked. And it could be totally bullshit. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Somebody posted a picture of a cell phone picture of their TV when they were on the Xbox.
Of course, like, how can anyone get a clear picture these days
Right.
of leaks, right?
Um,
It's always just like
and it was a logo
camera
and a
on your
name
hip or something.
for a new Battletoads game with a description. about what the game is, like the story behind the game. It's very unconfirmed, but there's one little developed by Rare.
Of course, they own it.
They could have sold the,
Nah.
You could have given that property to anybody and let them do whatever.
Rare would never.
So, Elliot. Battletoads. New Battletoads.
It's too late.
No interest?
It's too late.
It's too late? The
I'm
ship's
not going to
sailed?
buy an Xbox for Battletoads.
What if it wasn't on Xbox? What if it's more?
But it is, and it always
It's-
will be, because
yeah.
Microsoft has the iron clutch on Rare.
It would be an My question, the
Because
reason I
Rash was
specifically
in
asked
KI.
this question
I believe
was,
that
would
they
you
just
buy,
put Rash in KI. Did you see
would
that?
you buy an Xbox to play the new
No.
Battletoads game?
No.
No?
Not even remotely.
There's also a rumor, unconfirmed obviously, of Mass Effect HD Trilogy. So it's
That'd
like
be
a,
cool.
a not remake, but
I never played 3.
I have never played a Mass Effect game.
Great game.
I beat the first one, got half through the second one.
I did not. Did I play the third one? I don't
Any
know.
excitement for Mass Effect HD remake?
I'll
Not
get it.
remake,
Whatever happened to a
whatever.
Jade Empire remake or
Jade Empire? That game?
remember Jade Empire?
Yeah, I remember.
You want another
Yeah, I
BioWare
remember
game.
that.
I want Knights of the Old Republic HD.
Yeah, I would love that. Or just
And
a third
I'm not
one.
talking about the MMO. I'm talking about like KOTOR.
Is there any game that needs an HD remake that hasn't gotten one?
Any
Like-
Rare game?
Like to bring it back from
Banjo-Kazooie?
PS2, PS3 into the new, current gen.
So many games.
I was actually going to say Legend of Dragoon.
That's
Final
mine.
Fantasy 15 graphics.
That's mine.
People have been harping
That's
at that
mine.
tree forever.
No, but really though, do a remake of Chrono Trigger with 3D.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
I'll go for
As
that.
somebody who just beat Chrono Trigger for the first time ever, I
Do
would
it-
play through it.
do it with the
all
graphics.
over again.
Yeah.
Do
Starting-
it with the graphics of that Ni no Kuni game. Just remake Chrono Trigger using those graphics. Isn't that the same people?
Have you beat Ni no Kuni yet?
I'm not.
I wanna-
Hey,
Isn't
So
that
good.
like
I
Dragon
got
Quest?
Somewhat. It is kind of like Dragon Quest. I mean, I think it's made by the same people.
Dragon Quest, was it
10?
the one on the original Game Boy that you could collect monsters, was that Dragon Quest?
It
Yeah.
was a form of Dragon Quest. It's not the original Dragon Quest.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was Dragon Quest Monster.
That
Yeah,
game
I
was
think.
great. You
The
had
original-
a ranch and everything that
Yeah.
you would raise them.
Yeah.
The original Dragon Quest was more of a just RPG. You
I
killed
remember the
monsters.
original one with the slimes and stuff.
I loved the fuck out
Legend of
that.
Dragoon,
I'll play that.
the biggest, one of the biggest letdowns I've had in this current gen. When we were big into Vita and we were big into PlayStation All Stars, which was
Oh yeah.
an underrated
No doubt.
game in my opinion. I thought it was great.
I was terrible at it.
Yeah, you were
Why
bad.
is it-
I was stupid good with
It's like-
Nathan Drake.
I'm stupid good at Smash Brothers, but I'm awful
I mean,
at
that
PlayStation
game-
All
they
Stars.
had,
I
I
don't
enjoyed that
understand.
game. I would play that game now.
They had
I don't hate
Dart.
that game.
They had Dart
Oh yeah.
DLC
yeah.
like announced.
ready to go.
Dart from Legend of Dragoon, ready to go.
In hindsight, you know where that probably fell through? Because they put Cloud in Smash Bros. They might have even
Ooh.
made a deal with Nintendo. It's
Shady
like, you
deals.
can't do that with All Stars.
Backdoor shady deals.
I would believe that. Nintendo probably paid them a fuck ton of money and were like, you can't put that guy in All Stars. Or anybody.
Smash Brothers NX with Dart. Give it to me. Give
He
me
wasn't on
Dart.
Nintendo. But neither was Cloud.
Neither was Cloud.
Cloud was in Kingdom Hearts, which was not on Nintendo.
It was on PlayStation.
Was Cloud ever on a Nintendo?
I don't think so.
There was a
Just
Final
makes it so
Fantasy
surprising.
Crystal something or other on
Crystal
GameCube.
Chronicles? I mean, there were Final Fantasy
No.
games, but Cloud specifically.
No.
Crystal Chronicles.
Speaking
was
of Final
bad.
Fantasy, Final Fantasy 15
Delayed.
delayed November.
Their reasoning is very good, though.
What's the reason?
The reasoning is, at least the thing that they said, was there's a big day one patch that people would have to download if we did it on time, and we don't want people who aren't connected to the internet to suffer.
Or have to download the- yeah.
That's a
excellent
legit
Yeah.
excuse to delay it 2 months.
He
Yeah.
came on in a video, said
Yeah. He looked
it
upset
wasn't
about
just like a tweet, or some sort of press announcement. He said, "Look, here's the deal. Here's why we're doing it. Cool,
I
That's
think
fine.
that I think that's what community needs.
We've
It's
waited.
like
we've
the
waited
same
long
one.
enough. We can wait another few months." And
No. What
Right.
this is bigger than just Final Fantasy. Like the way the developers interact with their community in general is keeping things hush hush.
Niantic.
Yep.
I think
A
it is
recent
getting better.
example.
Yeah.
But other companies do it too, and hearing that from a company saying, here's our reason, we're sorry, we're going to delay this because it will be a better game for you. I think everyone in the community understands that when you say, we have to delay this because otherwise it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
I think everyone's just like, okay.
Uncharted 4 was delayed.
I would much rather wait next year.
I waited patiently.
I would rather wait 2
Masterpiece.
years for a game to be fully fleshed out and developed than to get some, 5 out of 10, half-fleshed game.
Blizzard is very hit or miss on how they handle community problems and stuff. But the Overwatch team, the guy that's specifically the head of Overwatch, does these developer diaries where he sits in front of the camera for 30 minutes. Just like, so here's what didn't work in first season. Here's how we're going to change that for second season. Here's all the things that you guys have been requesting. And he lists them in order, like, this is the most requested thing. So, for season 2, here's how we're going to do that. I was like, holy shit,
There may not be a lot of people
job
that watch this that would understand why this is an example of what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Cube World.
Oh, damn.
Oh, right. What happened to that guy?
There you go. Cube World.
I remember that game. I love that game.
Yeah, and he
That game was
fell off the
promising.
face of the planet, and it's unfinished, and
Is that like Phil Fish?
Sell the rights, dude.
I think Phil Fish is just a...
Douchebag.
Sell the rights
just
to
crazy.
Cube World. That'd
Yeah,
be
it's
great.
kind of crazy. Makes good games, though.
So Final Fantasy 15 delayed, nobody upset about it.
This is very, very off topic, but you said Cube World. I was watching a video of this, top 5 rarest GameCube games. Number 2 was Cube of War. Remember that game?
I love
It's like
Cube of War.
$120.
I know.
That's the
I
game
know.
where
You start off as the one square, and then you become 2 squares of an animal, and you just keep eating up the food chain. That was a great game.
I'm just
That game and the one where you made creatures and did the different games. That one's a little bit more obscure.
Wait,
it's
which
like
one?
it's like Monster Island or something. It's got the kid with the red T-shirt and the. Give me a phone. Someone give me a phone.
What is it called? What is it for GameCube?
It was for GameCube.
While Ellie
You
looks
said
that up,
Monster Island?
I think it's Amazing Island.
Amazing Island. While he looks that up, there's an announcement yesterday.
Where's your phone? My phone is terrible.
I don't know.
It's over here. There's an announcement yesterday about a new PlayStation 4 firmware update, and I'll read you off some of the changes. I think it's a big deal.
This
I
one?
want to see if you agree.
Yes. Show it.
Alright.
Amazing Island.
Look through the images and see if it has gameplay images.
So the PS4 version 4.0 is going to have an all-new UI. You're going to be able to kind of, instead of pressing the button and your whole screen goes to your main screen, it pops up a little side panel so you can still be in your game.
Cool.
It has a new share menu that does the same thing when you want to share things. It now has folders and library organization. So you can...
All right.
So, from what I'm seeing, this game looks like it had a lot of mini games type
Yeah,
situation.
show Grace if you remember this game. You custom make your animal from scratch,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and then you do the different little games. Like one of them was she slide it down a ramp and see
Yeah.
how far it flies.
I do remember that.
It kind of makes me think of the Chow from Sonic Adventure, which
Sonic Adventure 3 win.
if you
Please.
made a whole game based off
That
the
game-
Chow system,
Did they not understand how that game would
buy
sell like
that game.
hotcakes if they just released that today? Sonic Adventure 3 with the Chow Garden.
They have to do
that
it
game
right.
could be shit.
They have
and
to do it
people-
right though.
People will buy the fuck out of it.
The Chow Garden was the absolute favorite thing.
Yeah. That
Adventure
should have
2.
been like a standalone game. It was great.
So, back to the PS4 update.
Yeah.
Folders and library organization for your... So you can put things in folders, apps in folders, and you can delete out
That's
your
good.
demos and your betas and shit.
That's good.
Trophy improvements and user profile improvements. So, a lot of things that people have been clamoring for, it's in that update.
Trophy improvements.
How you can share them and compare them and
I
view
know.
them. And
Never got into trophies. I don't even know which ones I have.
I have a game.
Is that high stakes?
No.
Yeah.
In this game, I picked... So, the idea came, I was going to ask you both what your dream game was. Like, if you had a clean slate, what you would
I
make.
didn't know.
But
Dude.
I wanted to start by giving you 4 games that I came up with, and I'm going to pitch them to you. And they're real short. There's not a whole lot of description. You can let your mind go where you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's just basically going to be this style of game, and then who would make it. and you pick which one you would want. Okay, this game will be in your hands for your favorite console within 1 year. It'll be perfect and it'll be amazing. It'll be the best version of whatever you want it to be. Okay, and a Legend of Zelda game.
Okay.
Made by From Software, the developers of Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
A multi-planet space opera / adventure game made by Rockstar.
That could be entertaining.
A fantasy, kind of like a medieval fantasy MMO, third person made by Naughty Dog. Or a first person Dune game made by that game company, the creators of Journey and Flower.
I don't know, man.
I'm fighting my Dark Souls urge because I don't think Zelda would work with Dark Souls. There's so many different things that I would pick for them to make, like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared would be amazing as a FromSoft game.
Damn.
Right?
Damn.
That'd
be entertaining.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Out of those, I don't know.
I think my pick is a multi-planet space opera.
I'd probably
made
do
by
the fantasy
Rockstar.
one. Like
Fantasy
I don't really
MMO.
care about Naughty Dog, but I like
A fantasy MMO made by Naughty Dog, third person.
It'd be like a new Guild Wars or a new EverQuest.
But they would get motion right. They'd get like the animations right. There would be my biggest gripe about MMOs.
When you say
is
first
that
person Dune game, are you talking about like Dune?
Dune, like on is it Arrakis?
Shit.
But my biggest gripe about MMOs is that I always feel like
Arrakis?
it's like buildings and stuff are just like objects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's not like if you jump over a rock, but the rock doesn't want you to jump over it. It's just like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's obvious barriers, and
What
I
is
think
this?
the Naughty Dog would get it
Talking
where
about
it's like,
MMOs in general.
you know,
like,
you could
there's
climb
just
things and move around. That's probably my.
There's some really good MMOs out right now that people aren't really talking about. I mean, some of them have been around for a while, but there's like Black Desert, there's Bleeding Soul. It's really pretty games.
So what's your tell me your dream game.
My dream game, a open city superhero game where you get to make completely what you look like with whatever powers you want. Just no limits.
So is everybody?
But
in
you
the
could also
city
be a
superhero?
villain. You could be a villain.
Is
this
everybody in the city a hero?
This is an MMO, so everyone's like that?
Yeah. So just like you could be a civilian if you want to. Like you could be a police officer.
Who would play the villain? Who would play the?
You say
citizens?
that, but I also have a dream game where it's kind of like RuneScape, but it's more of like first person, and kind of going to that other game, your role extremely matters. Like, in RuneScape, you sell food, and food makes a lot of money and stuff like that. So this game, I would just be a baker the whole time, but make it a very intricate kind of process. So like making food takes like all day in real life, and you're working hard at it. And then you have your store, and then people need your food
that's
for
cool.
healing and stuff. That's what I would love to play.
So we're talking about Second Life?
No, Second Life doesn't have gameplay. This should actually have gameplay.
Would it be like medieval?
Yeah.
So there'd be if you wanted to be a knight, it's not just like find a pair of armor and a sword. It's like
Right.
train for weeks and weeks
But
and
then
weeks
you could also
and
be
weeks.
something like a thief.
Yeah.
Um,
See, that'd be
and have like an
the
actual
payoff in that game would be cool.
have an actual militia that people register for and stuff. So if someone sees you commit a crime, you can report it.
Y'all smell that?
Well,
High stakes? Is it
It's
high stakes time?
I think it's high stakes time.
Nice.
High stakes. So rare, medium, medium well done.
Okay.
Well done.
We get
means-
more options this time?
Yep.
Damn.
We're going every cook.
five,
Yeah,
so-
he created the 5-step process.
Alright. The 5-step process. Okay.
So you can go medium rare, or you can go medium well. Rare means you're cold.
Medium well. Okay.
Rare means you're cold on the idea. Well done means you're hot.
Ready.
Medium rare, medium well.
Ready.
So just
And you can tell why. You can tell me why you are or are not excited. Okay, Patrick, I'll start with you.
Got it.
Shenmue 3.
Shenmue 3.
Is that in the works again or something?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
They talked about the game like years ago.
Kickstarter.
It's on Kickstarter?
It was kickstarted. You were not, you didn't see the announcement last two E3s ago where
I did. But like, did it already go through, or?
I mean, it was funded in minutes.
Oh.
And it should be out, I think, 2018.
Yeah. Should be.
So you're not sold on it.
That's like asking me if I'm excited for a movie that's 2 years away.
So what
I
is?
care less.
So what are you? So you're
I like medium rare.
you're medium rare.
Yeah.
Medium rare.
Okay. Well, surprising.
I mean, I
You're
never
a huge
Really
Shenmue
love the
fan.
capsule collection.
I never played the Shenmue games. I remember seeing parts of them and thinking this looks cool, but I never actually got to play them.
I wasted so much time collecting capsules in that game.
If the game came out, I would play it.
All right. Battlefield 1.
Rare.
Rare.
Really?
I'm not a
Dude, I'm past
shooter
that
person.
stage.
World War One with like mustard gas and
I don't know.
zeppelins and no.
The essence of it is still a
Past
shooter
that
game.
Stage.
And I'm just kind of over FPSs.
Yeah.
So I guess this next one's gonna be rare. Also, Titanfall 2 comes out this year.
Rare. Can I go lower than rare? Because I didn't even play the first one.
You can go
I
like
didn't know
raw, I guess.
Yeah. Raw.
Wait, it's
Ooh.
6-step process.
Man, tough crowd. Soul Calibur 6 possible art of new characters was rumored to be released. So this is not officially announced, but it's like
I mean,
Character
they're
art
going to
has
make
been
a
shown.
6th one at some point.
yeah, Soul Calibur 6 and the new characters look cool.
Are they new characters?
Yeah, they were artwork for new characters.
I'm medium on this because the essence of fighter games like Soul Calibur is you are essentially playing by yourself or you're playing with someone else, and I usually don't have someone to play with someone. Like, I usually don't have someone else to play these games with, so I just kind of like...
Yeah, fighting games are more fun with a buddy.
But the Soul Calibur quest system, story system, whatever it was, I don't remember, where you could go around and do stuff, it's fun, and I enjoyed the Soul Calibur series, so like medium, like I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time it's like, I don't really have anyone to play it with.
Yeah.
Guess I'm medium well.
Flash Season 2.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Wait,
Well
season
done.
2? You mean season 3?
Season 3, right?
Season 3.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Actually, I'm gonna drop that a notch. So medium well, because I
Well.
think Wally's the main character for like half the season.
Do you just think that because of
He's
him having powers and...
well, Barry's
Barry has
gone,
powers?
right?
Huh?
Barry's in the other reality, right?
Yeah, it's Barry in the new reality.
I think they're doing Wally for a couple of episodes. Are you watching Flash?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Okay.
It's been a while. I don't remember everything.
I was probably a medium, maybe medium rare, before I watched the animated Flashpoint movie on Netflix
Yeah.
about what this season essentially is, which is what would happen if the Flash goes back in time and saves his mom, which is what that whole animated movie was about, which is a 10 out of 10 movie, by the way.
I know it's too early to say, but which Flash do you like more? Movie one or this one?
I think the live action.
The TV show?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the live action.
He's a pretty perfect Barry, actually.
Yeah.
I do really like him.
I think the episodes when he's like
He
super
doesn't
whiny,
really
he's a little-
joke that much.
Yeah.
And Flash is a joker.
He needs to pick on people more and tease people more and stuff like
But
that.
he's also
so.
like, it's just been a barrage of bad things happening, so I guess that's
He
why I
reminds me a
thought.
lot of like Andrew Garfield playing Spider-Man.
Ooh, no, Andrew Garfield's bad Spider-Man.
I did not like
Really?
that Spider-Man.
Ugh.
I
Yeah.
liked
I
him as
didn't
Spider-Man.
like it at all.
I think the new kid's gonna be a killer Spider-Man.
I really liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Maybe I mean, I could see that. I could see it. I could see it. It just wasn't. I know it sounds stupid. I don't even know why. But Tobey Maguire, me being a kid when that movie, what was that, like the year 2000 when that movie came out?
I honestly don't feel strongly about Tobey Maguire.
He's like,
I feel like I'm that person who's on the outside. Who
Tobey
everyone's
Maguire.
like, really?
you know how every generation
Tobey
has their
Maguire is
bond.
split. Like, people either hated him as Spider-Man or really liked
Yeah.
him.
I didn't hate him.
I really liked him.
Every generation has their bond.
Yeah.
Like our bond is Pierce Brosnan
Yeah. For
because GoldenEye and
Kind of on topic. What's your favorite Elder Scrolls game?
this is on topic. This seems like
No,
way out of
I'll
left.
get into it.
Okay,
The only
Which
one
one
I
is it?
the only one I can say is Skyrim because the only one I really played.
Oblivion.
Oblivion?
Yeah.
Over Morrowind?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I would say
Morrowind. I hated the combat in Morrowind.
So I guess you kind of proved my point. I was wondering, because someone asked me what's my favorite Elder Scrolls game the other day, and I was like, Morrowind, hands down. But is that just because that's my first Elder Scrolls game?
That's nostalgia.
Or is it because I actually enjoyed that the most?
Go back and try to fight those little air
Oh no,
things.
it's horrible. But I knew that back then too. Like the attack.
The lore is amazing in Morrowind.
Yeah.
The lore and like the cities and.
What were we talking about before Elder Scrolls?
We were talking about Spider-Man.
Right.
We were talking about
like,
Flash.
Yeah, and then we talked about Flash.
Right. So it's like
we're on like the fourth layer now.
Talking about Flash, and then I moved it over to
these series kind of events. So like you got new Bonds, you got new Spider-Mans or whatever. Is it because it's the one that we grew up with that we like, or do we actually like it the most?
It's probably because it's the one we grew up with.
Yeah, that's it.
I think if you were to take a unbiased look at all the Bonds, I'd say that, Pierce Brosnan probably like didn't do it the best. It was probably
Pierce Brosnan was horrible.
Yeah,
as Bond.
Yeah, it's probably Daniel Craig or maybe.
Craig's a good Bond.
Why is his name escaping me? The original.
Sean
Connery.
Yeah.
Or Sean Connery. Like if you just look at it like an unbiased way.
Yeah.
But it depends on what kind of Bond you like. If you like Bond that is like Jason Bourne, then you like Craig.
Yeah.
Kind of random. If you could pick another Bond, the next Bond, who would you pick?
Next Bond.
If I could pick the next Bond actor.
Yeah, like you'd pick the next actor. What about Tom Hiddleston?
Who's that?
Loki?
Tom Hiddleston.
Loki?
If you put on weight, maybe. I'd have to see.
He's too thin.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be a good pick. He was in that Jaguar commercial where he's like the villain. And I thought, yeah, he's like in a Jaguar commercial and he's talking about how all Europeans are the villain and all this kind of stuff.
What?
Yeah. Okay, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Too far to tell.
High stakes.
Too far to tell. Medium.
Medium. Final Fantasy VII Remake. You've beaten.
I've never played it.
You've never played Final Fantasy?
7.
Yeah, you never played Final Fantasy VII?
No.
Dude, I haven't either. Have you played it?
You owned it. We talked about this last week.
I know. I know we owned it. We never played it. We owned it, never played it. Don't know how that happened.
Never played it.
Yep.
Okay, so did you like Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
Did you play Crisis Core? For the PSP?
No.
So, Kingdom Hearts changed the way that Square Enix does like combat and stuff. Crisis Core did the same thing, but it changed it a little bit more, made it more like Final Fantasy. So that's what 15 is like, and that's also what 7 is like. So if you like Kingdom Hearts battling, then you like the remake battling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll enjoy it.
Yeah. I will definitely play through it. I think it may be episodic.
That's fine.
What do you mean?
Like,
as long as they don't release the episodes like years apart.
And then here's a chunk of the game. Like, kind of Telltale kind of thing.
I am frustrated in the way that Blizzard has been doing Hearthstone expansions. They release an adventure and they're like, here's your adventure.
Yeah, I hate the adventures.
Except you get one wing of 5 every week. And like, why am I paying $20 up front for a... Like,
because they can spread out the time frame where people will complain that there hasn't been anything new. Like, if they spread it out for like 5 weeks, then people will not complain. Dumb. Oh yeah, it's really dumb. But they can get away with it.
Like, when you did it in something like WoW with ICC, it kind of made sense.
You know, speaking of WoW, people say that Legion's really good.
Yeah.
I just can't get back into that game.
I can't either.
Can't do it.
It's too much time. It's too much time.
Last steak. We're cooking our last steak on the grill.
Okay. I burned it.
You ready?
Flipping it.
We're cooking it right on the flat top.
Yeah.
Ready?
Sonic Mania.
What the hell's that?
Yeah, what the
Sonic Mania.
No,
Neither of you have seen Sonic Mania?
Oh, is that the one with the
I was going to pop out the trailer
the
right
next
now.
Sonic Generations?
I still don't know.
So the next
Sonic Mania is...
Is it the next Sonic Adventure?
No.
Oh, well.
I'm telling you what it is.
Right. For some reason, like...
You want me to tell you?
Sega is just like, they hold a conference, and they're like, how's everybody doing? What does everyone want to play? And everyone's like, Sonic Adventure 3! And like, okay, Sonic Mania! That's how it's been for like 10 years now.
No. Sonic Mania is a masterpiece. I haven't even played it. Here's what Sonic Mania is. There's a guy who made basically fan Sonic games.
Okay.
He made his own Sonic games.
Yeah.
So Sega recruited him and said, "Hey, we want you to help make the iOS versions of some of our Sonic games and help us program those." Now they're saying, I think his name's Chris Whitehead.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're saying, "Okay, Chris, now's the real deal. We want you to make a original style, pixelated, same graphics Sonic game, like a Genesis style Sonic
I think
game,
I know what you're talking about now.
except all new levels."
It's like Sonic 2, but
it's like Sonic.
Like, it's like how Nintendo made like Mega Man 9.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
it's
like
the old school, but it's done like modern.
Yeah.
That's weird. They must have really felt bad about how they're taking things if they outsource
I'm medium rare on this.
Well, they didn't outsource it, but
they hired
Chris Whitehead is leading the team.
They hired a guy that was obviously doing better than them.
Yeah,
other games.
I think they got desperate.
No, it's not a bad thing at all. It's just they must have finally realized that they were fucking up with Sonic for a long time.
I wish more developers would take this route where they try to hire people who are trying to do their own things and are doing well and incorporate them into their teams to make better games.
So what are you?
I'm medium rare.
You're medium rare.
I'm medium rare.
I'll play the whole thing co-op with you, man. You can be my
I'll
Tails.
play the whole thing, but it's
you can play Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles. Do the whole thing.
Tails.
Knuckles all the time, all the way.
But it's just like the original Sonic games are classic.
Yeah.
They're classic games. They're like must plays.
This looks just like them. It looks just like them.
But I never really liked those games that much.
No?
No, it was just like you're running through a level. You can collect as many coins as you want.
Rings. Patrick.
Rings. Sorry, I'm sorry, rings.
Rings.
But there was no point.
Patrick,
how did you not get him in during the talk?
You've offended Crocheted Sonic, so you're going to snuggle with him.
Crocheted Sonic, I'm sorry, but your original games were not that fantastic.
Crochet Mega Man here.
Your original games were fantastic.
Mega Man Legends.
Mega Man Legends.
Remake it.
Was fantastic.
So
the original Sonic games were classics, but them themselves are not that good.
I didn't know he had a ring.
He has a ring, yeah. We're going to make it yellow,
That's
I think.
Cool.
Alright, Ellie, what are you? High stakes.
Rare.
Sonic Mania.
Rare.
Rare?
He's worse than me.
Yeah.
Wow, man, y'all are downers today.
I don't know.
It's just like the original Sonic games are classics.
I'm definitely not
just
gonna
like
buy it.
there are so many games out there where it's just like collect these things, it'll increase your point counter. That does nothing for you. It has no interesting effect on your gameplay, and that's exactly what the original Sonic games did. And I just didn't see the point. You're killing things and you get points, and I'm just like, why? Why am I getting points?
Huh, alright.
What's the point of them?
Tough crowd.
To compare to the person next to me who happened to kill more machines on his way to the next level, like I don't care. You know.
Ending on a high note.
That's it?
That's it? That's all I got?
Well, you know. Sorry, Sonic fans, but yeah.
If you could have a new Mega Man game, Mega Man Legends,
you know what we
or
should play?
Sonic Adventure 3, what would you pick?
I'm gonna make up a game on the spot here.
Mega Man Legends.
Let's make a game where we get 2 games that haven't come out but have been announced that are like high profile, and we say cancel one, release one.
Do you want me to do that next week?
Yeah, sure.
Mega Man Legends 3,
I mean, they have to be already announced.
Mega Man Legends 3 or Sonic Mania?
So,
Sonic Mania.
For episode 4,
Cancel.
we will talk about games that... I'll name 2 games.
So, like, you know,
I'll name 2
Kojima's
games.
next game and Last Guardian. You know, just like pick 2 that are equally anticipated.
So
And
you
cancel
credit
one,
for every
cancel
position.
one, release one.
Ooh, you know what would be a good game for cancel one, release one?
What?
Half-Life 3.
It's not been announced. You can't use it.
Oh, it has to be announced?
Yeah.
Not even just like possible games?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like games that have already been worked on for years.
Alright. We'll do it next week. Alright.
Cancel one.
I have no idea.
And Patrick out. Cancel